then we go on to the agenda. So as I said, this chapter has got overview of S4 plant maintenance, overview of SAP customer service module, organizational structure in SAP, structure, hierarchy of system flow, enterprise structure, maintenance plan, planning plan, assigning of plans, work centers, SAP methodology, and SAP activity. Having said that, let's start on to the overview of SAP S/4HANA plan maintenance. So this is an introduction part, and it says, in the past few years, plant maintenance has become more and more important for the following business, economic, and technological reasons. So in the picture, this talks about economic factor, technological factors, and business factors. So all the three factors, this is more important for us these years. So what are the business factors? Rising acquisition values for technical systems, disproportionate increase in costs resulting from losses, a higher modified requirement profile for maintenance activities, the need for real-time collaboration with customers and vendors, reduced vertical integration. Let me know if you want me to explain any of the points. And the economic factor, an increasing proportion of maintenance costs attributable to the gross national product. Continuous growth in the number of people employed in the maintenance sector, more stringent and environmental regulations and occupational health and safety regulations, globalization of product markets, expansion of service sector. So these are areas of economic factor. And then
in the fifth slide, what does that last point mean? Reduced vertical integration.
So this means we have various sectors in SAP. So those require multiple integration. So in using plant maintenance, we can reduce those integration. So that way it will be much easier for us using this option on the business side. So it's more or less reduces the integration. So it will be easy for the business to use the tool.
Okay.
Is that okay? Technological factories, innovation, speed, increased automation, interlinked complex technical systems. So that's pretty much easy to understand. The goal of plant maintenance are as following: of optimum use of life cycle of technical system and device, improved quality finished products, improved operating safety, operating procedures, future cost planning, lower restart costs, compliance with legal requirements, in particular environmental regulations, compliance with manufacturer, so you can make a claim under warranty if required. So this covers all the aspects when we cover the plant maintenance. Like we have an area to enter the warranty. If, for example, we talk about a lot of examples like using generator set, using pumps, laptop. What is possible as an equipment or as a service. So when we get into the real scenarios, we will use those examples and explain it to you for each transaction. So the new plant maintenance terminology, plant maintenance is divided into 4 sections. The first one is the inspection, preventive maintenance, repair, and improvement. So these are processes under the plant maintenance. And when we go on to the strategy over time, this is plant maintenance strategies over time. So there are 4 different maintenance available. Failure-based plant maintenance, which is reactive. Whenever a failure occurs, say suppose a working generator, we don't know what happened. It's an immediate. Say suppose I am supporting an production, and all of a sudden my laptop got shut down. So that is also a failure. Failure-based plant maintenance. So since it's the failure, we react to it. We go and create the notification, or we create the service order. Likewise, we move forward to fix the problem. So that is about the failure-based plant maintenance. Preventive plant maintenance is like we create say suppose we wanted to actually have a maintenance plan, say every month, once in every month, or 3 months in one. We clean the machine, or we fill the oil, or say suppose it's some examples of the pump I'm saying, or say suppose some oil leakage is there, so fixing the bearing, so we may have to fix it, or we may have to replace it. So this can be done in once in 6 months. Likewise, we go. This is a time-based maintenance and as well as the performance-based maintenance too. That means performance-based maintenance in the sense we say suppose somebody worked for 1,000 hours on a particular problem or say a number of days they work. So those are based on the performance of their work. So that is the performance-based example. And then condition-based maintenance, we provide the condition, say suppose pressure, say likewise voltage or all those things are considered to be the condition-based. And then comes reliability-based maintenance. So it is reliability-based as the name is the reliability-based maintenance. So basically, we have got the four maintenance we cover. Maintenance strategies over time.
So for condition-based, that would be like if the voltage goes out of a set range, then the maintenance ticket would be raised?
Yes, exactly.
And I don't understand the reliability based. Like, if it's reliable, why does it need a ticket?
Say suppose if it is reliability based and if say fluctuation happens, then it's not reliable, right? It's fluctuating. So we would create a service request for that. That is considered to be a reliability based because we are reliable on the on the power, and it's fluctuating, and we are gonna, if it starts fluctuating, we would have a lot of problems with that. So especially in a plant, it could cause a lot of issues. So in that scenario, we can go with reliability based and then create the kit on top of that.
How is that different than condition-based? It sounds exactly the same so far. It's
Okay.
gone out of spec. Condition-based went out of spec. Reliability went out of spec. What else is there?
I would say that condition-based requires, like as I said, the pressure or any change in the pressure or any change in the voltage. Yeah, this is more or less the same. But in condition-based, we have more factors to be considered. But on reliability, we would have very less scenarios to be covered. So I could get more scenarios on the reliability-based for tomorrow if you want.
Maybe
So
I can add a bit to that reliability. So to the reliability-based maintenance, yeah, it's different from condition-based. We don't measure the condition. So it is based on, it takes into factors for the failure modes, that how it can fail. Like if it's a pump, then whether it's like, what are the failure modes? Is it a jam or is it a low pressure? So it focuses on those failure modes and tries to do the proactive maintenance as per that. So it's more of a technique which is applied. So it's not condition based that we keep on measuring certain parameters. So it's very much similar to preventive maintenance, but has an element of failure codes additionally.
Yeah, I think to add to that, this should be like reliability centered maintenance, right? That is RCM. So I think it's written maybe in a different way.
Okay, I can get a very good example later. So shall I continue? Is
Sure.
it okay? Yeah. So we were talking about the maintenance strategies over time. In 2016, SAP S/4HANA was released as a successor to SAP ERP 6.0. Just like SAP ERP, SAP S/4HANA is a complete enterprise system comprised of all the enterprise-specific business processes and functions. The next point is, unlike the previous SAP ERP system, S/4HANA is exclusively offered an database. There are no versions available for other database systems. So, let me tell you the thing. In SAP, earlier we had the SAP ERP called SAP ECC. So we do all the work on that. That is considered to be our enterprise resource planning system. But in 2016, SAP S/4HANA was released as a successor. So ERP was slowly went on to the sunset mode, and S/4HANA system started coming onto the customer landscape. And so the thing is, whatever we were doing on the ERP system in S/4HANA, also we can do the specifically on the business processes as well as the function. And the another advantage I could say is that first HANA, before S/4HANA, when I was at SAP, they released SAP HANA database. So early or in a normal database is row-based reading, but in SAP S/4HANA database, SAP HANA database, it is column-based reading. So it is very quick and you can work with millions of data in a split of a second, like that. So yeah, that's about those 2 points. So if you look at the picture on the right hand side, this is a quarterly innovation cycle. And here we have four. So this is the quarterly innovation cycle. We have four cycles. And on top of that, SAP S/4HANA Cloud. Now that we have cloud in place, so HANA is in cloud, which is much more easier to use than on-premise, because on-premise, everything we need to do on the system. If any upgrade comes, we will have to get the upgrade done, and all the activities should be done on-premise. Whereas in the cloud, only once they do the upgrade, and with our support, we would be able to use the latest available version. So that is yearly. Then yearly innovation cycle started coming. In yearly, on top of that, we have SAP S/4HANA. So we look at the overview of SAP customer service. So customer service actually got section provider, which has got internal and external side. Service receipt, which has also got internal and external side. If you look at the center portion, you can see the plant maintenance. Plant maintenance is common in service recipient internal as well as a service provider internal side, where customer service comes in recipient will have the external. So recipient, say suppose I bought a particular product from SAP and I find an issue with say my PM module, then I would want to have a ticket raised or talk to the customer service agent so that I can get it fixed. So that is an external service to SAP. So that's where this is shows as external, whereas service provider for that customer service is internal because it is SAP's module and it is internal to the service provider who is part of SAP. And internal services, that is the purchasing part for a service provider will say suppose some spare parts required or some services required. So we would get it from the external service. For example, we have Lenovo laptop, we need a service on that. So we do in two different ways. We contact the IT service desk. They might contact the Lenovo service for the service if they can't do it. So those are external services, whereas service recipient, it would be an internal service. So they are the one, receive Lenovo service to be the recipient, and they will, for them, it is an internal process. And the process as in the service area is shown here. So we have customer on top and service provider below. So service provider, for example, say it could be any organization, and this organization will have sources. Sources are outsourced by vendor. So this is the service provider section. Say suppose this is SAP and the customer has got the technical object like functional location. These are the terms you will see in the future. I will show you the system and I will show you the exercises and how to access each transactions and everything. Then you will understand what this technical object talks about, and then contact person will be there. So what is this in between? In between, say suppose a requirement comes from the customer side. Service provider sends out a quotation to the customer, and then customer sends a purchase order, and from there the activity starts. That say suppose we ordered for say what we could say we ordered for a laptop. So a laptop which is not available, so this has to be manufactured. So in that scenario, the first section would be the planning, then execution, then completion. Once that the laptop is available, what a service provider will do, they will send the invoice to the customer, and customer will do the payment, and then the delivery will be done. So this is of the service process between the customer and the service. And we go on to the overview of SAP customer service. What is customer service module? Customer service module allows customer service agent to quickly access the necessary information to understand and resolve customer issue efficiently. Let's suppose, like I said, every Lenovo as an example I can take. I am a customer who bought Lenovo laptop and I was working on it and my keyboard is not starting. So keyboard is not working. In that scenario, what will I do? I will contact Lenovo service either by phone or by email, as based on the priority of our service. So what on the customer side, we would have a customer service agent. They quickly access the information. Say they will ask about the model of my laptop and that issue, what is happening with the with laptop, all those information, and then they will ask me to take this laptop to any nearest Lenovo service center, and I will give it the laptop there, and they will immediately try to resolve by replacing the keyboard and give it back to us. It depends upon our priority also, how fast we want to get it done. They will try to help you to get it done by the service agent. So CSAs can utilize the customer support cockpit to modify orders, complete partial orders, process payments, cancel orders, authorize return, and refund payment. So these things CSA can do through customer support cockpit. So they will modify the order. Say suppose we ordered something. For example, I ordered a laptop instead of 100 laptops. So for me, the mistake is made. Already 1,000 laptops is huge amount, right, compared to 100 laptops. So I immediately call the customer service agent and tell them to cancel the order so that we won't get any damage done. Says there are some partial orders already created, but it is not complete. So I want it to be done as fast as possible. So we will ask them to complete the partial order or process the payment as soon as possible, cancel the order, and authorize a return and refund pay. All these things can be done by CSA. The user interface enables CSA to create, edit, and manage customer profile details, including address, credit card, and contact preference. So basically, they have all the details of the customer, including their credit card, their contact preferences, their addresses. So they could create, edit, and manage. The organizational structure in SAP is something which we would do the practical. So the first one is the client, the top level unit in SAP system that integrates all areas of an organization. So client is say suppose we have TCS. TCS has got multiple offices at multiple locations across the world. Right? So the main organization, so these organizations can be considered as our client in terminology in SAP. Controlling areas mainly for the cost accounting purpose, and it includes one or more company code with the same chart of account. And so company code we create when we define a company in SAP. So company code, the smallest unit in financial accounting, with the set of accounts for external reporting. This is mainly for external reporting and financial purpose. And maintenance plan. Maintenance plan, so I actually had an Excel where I could show how this looks as an example. I can get it in a hurry. I didn't actually get it. So I'll get you that tomorrow. So it will be much easier for you to understand. So a plan.
Can you talk in some real-time example that you have dealt with? If you have any implementation experience of SAP PM, right?
Yes.
Can you bring that context?
Suppose I am going to go with, there are two sections giving an example of Toyota Automobile. So Toyota Automobile is from Japan and they produce cars. So what we could do is like we are going, the client is mainly the Toyota Automobile, and we go on to the, let's say company, various company we can say under automobile. Rather saying that, let's go with the plan. So the company is organization in across the different locations, and that is considered to be the plant when it comes comes the headquarters of a manufacturing distribution center. So all these offices are considered to be plant, and every plant will have 4-digit alphanumerical characters. So I can give 1,000 as for headquarters. For HR office, I can give 2,000, and manufacturing unit 3,000, and distribution center 4,000. And the company Toyota, we can give say 1. If as an example we are adding, we can add to the company. And various clients we could have, but this is a small scenario. So a client, we would have the company on the other side. Say suppose client has got company code, we would have accounting object, and then comes so we say plan, what are the plans we mentioned? What they are of the manufacture and the distribution. So this is one section which we can give yellow color, and corresponding other factors are we can give it some other color, blue. And this is what we were trying to do here. You can save this. Going to save that. So that's what we were trying to refer in this slide as well. So I'll just.
So our
yeah.
headquarters and manufacturing and distribution,
They are all planned.
okay.
They are all examples of plans.
How is this client and company code derived? Is it based on, see, you have mentioned Toyota in client, or
Toyota is the company. Toyota is the company, and Toyota Automobile, as we can take it as a client, because Toyota has multiple other, options available. So we are only talking about the automobile at the.
so you have client, company code, and client, right? So client is Toyota, or
client is the, say, suppose Toyota, only the main Toyota is the client, and company code we can give it for the Toyota Automobile, and then plant various offices like headquarters of. This is a very simple example.
understand what derives
with different organizations.
So what defines how to derive the structure is company code. There could be some logic that would there will be rules that would define
I
what
will
could
show you that in the slide. So when we go back, I can go there. So the controlling area, as I said, cost accounting, and one or more company codes will be there with the same start of account and currency. Company code is the smallest unit in the financial unit with a set of accounts for external reporting. Just for referring to that. Maintenance plan is like an organizational unit in logistics for procurement, maintenance, and material plan. Maintenance planning plan is a location where maintenance activities are planned, combining the approach to maintain plan. And maintenance planner group operate with these plans. So we will see how to do all these things. Then you will understand. So maintenance plan will be there, and maintenance planning plan will be there. So in the planning plan, we will have planner group who plans all those activities in the maintenance plan. So those things we will see in some time. And it talks about like organizational structures are used in the system to basically cluster the master data such as account, prices, and products. In reporting, sales data can be aggregated at each organizational unit level as part of access context and its restriction rule. So these are, before going into that, let's take a look at the organizational structure.
Hey, ZaranTech now offers SAP Corporate Training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features? Bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
So I am going on to the system, and then so in SAP, once you log in, your UI will be looking like this. And here, there is an area where we can enter the transaction. So what we are going to do, we are going to set the structure. So that is done in the transaction called S-Pro. So S-Pro is a transaction wherein we do all the configuration. SAP configurations can be. So this will be mostly we will do for there is material management, sales and distribution, and many other applications. So when we come here, we have enterprise structure, and under enterprise structure we have definition. In definition, when we go under the logistics general, here what we do, we define the plan. So before that, there are some transactions available in order for us to actually create the. First, we can define our company, then assign the company code, and then we can define the plan. So before going on to that,
how about starting from the very top? Like where do I start? I want to create a new client.
Okay, so we don't start from. We start from the company. So basically, company, when we start company, we need the transaction. Okay, I could start from the company. Let's say, let's do from the transaction. So first, I have to do the definition of the company. So for that, I go with OX15. So here you can come and you can define your company. So you see many companies defined here, right? So there is no particular code assigned here. We will just define the company. So what we do is for that we go to the new entry. Let's say we will do for TCS. So I'll start with one, and then company name here. Which sector you want on TCS consulting, and we can provide we will need to say suppose the mandatory field region. Tell me, since it is your area, you could give me more. TCS India should be okay.
I think it's better to stick around with that. For example, you're showing an
Okay.
Excel, right? So that way
Actually,
you're not dependent on us.
in
So
that
we are looking
scenario,
for the best practices, the customers, right, where how the structure is getting defined, right?
So this is the first part. We define the company, and why I'm not using Toyota because maybe the identification number is fixed. Let's say I am going to use since your organization is C001. This is going to be my entire scenario number, and the company will be okay. And here country I have to provide, so I will have to search for Japan. Okay, and so that pretty much is the minimal requirement. So we are saying to a new, I will create it for the code request. So what is this? We are modifying the customization of the essay. So we would have to create a customizing request. Say suppose otherwise whatever change you are doing, it will get attached to the non-transport request. So this is a customizing request. So I'm creating code request for CM in this customizing request. This is customizing transport. Okay. So this will be attached to that, and we created the company now. Now our next step is to go and create the company code for that company which we created. So /n. Yeah.
So what was the purpose of creating that request?
So see, whatever change you do, it has to be recorded somewhere, right? So then only you will be able to transport it into the other, say, suppose test system and then to the production system. So that is where these transport requests will play in SAP.
Okay. So that is also visible in this system, like
that is also.
Okay.
And how did you open that second window for the service?
So in order to open a window, the normal scenario, if you want to open within this particular screen, I put /n and then I give the transaction or X02. So this will get replaced with that particular transaction. Suppose if you want a new screen of this, then what you should do /o. So if you do that, normally the screen won't come, but in this case, this is coming. So you create a screen. What will happen? A new, section, SAP access option comes. So here you can provide that particular transaction. So in our case, we need to create the company code for the company which we define. So I gave what was earlier. Okay, let me go back to OX15 and then go to. I'm going to search for. I'm going to the position option is for us to search for the company code. So we can go click here. When you click here, it will get all the details of that particular company, and you go for the search option and search for Toyota. So there is one. So this is not the one. I will search for more. So T001 is the one I created because I kept TCS in mind. So I put T in front and 001 number I provided. So for this we are going to create a company code. So for that, I will again go back to, so I'll just copy this because I'm going to use the same for the company code as well. So OX0602, I'll go here and I provide this company name. I can give and will be, let's say, this is in Japan. So country I would search as, so it's gateway would the currency for Japan.
YEN.
Okay, I gave YAN. So that's why it's took the raw company that pretty much is required for a company code. So we created the company code for the company Toyota Automobile. So this is the screen where you need to enter the address. So title is it is a name you can give. There is some we can go by search term if you want to search and come from Japan. And yeah, that's pretty much enough. So this is getting saved into the transforming transport. So that's good enough. So where is this automobile located in Japan? So we saved.
Back to where we were creating this company and we entered the terminal NOX02 to open up a new window that created the transfer.
No. For this, if you say I was going, okay, let me go into, you got confused since I was typing, mean it will displayed in the same mean it will create another session, means the same screen. So /o is not part of the transaction. So if you are in a new screen, you can just press OX02 transaction name. So this is something you get confused. /n is to display in the same screen. /o is to open a new section. So I created these two things. Now is it clear? And then when I do any change in any of these fields, it has to be recorded into the transport request. So then only we can move the transport request into the other system for testing or for the production system as well after testing. So that is why we use the transport request. Okay. And what you see, I went to the transaction called SC09 and this is my user and this is my options of transport request type. So I'm just showing what is the transport organizer. So basically we can create customizing request if it is a customizing option. So you can only edit one person at a time if you are using the customizing thing or making any change into the class or the package or any other object in SAP can be tracked into the workbench request. So for my user, if you look at, actually I'm supposed to use the user PM_00. This is CS user where I have customizing as well as the normal transport request. So you see the customizing request is mainly for tracking the customizing things on various tables. So basically when you enter the data into a particular transaction, that gets stored in some tables. So those tables will be shown here. Likewise so if you look at here, I have done lot of customization. So that is what's shown in this customizing request. So for that, as for sugar, E for echo 09, SC09. So you will see your code. I just showed. So now what I will do is I created my company code. So my next task is to assign the company to company code or company code to company. So for that, I need to go to OX16. In this case, what I will do, I will go to the down because on top I don't have an option to create. But this is a table view, so I can go down to enter that data.
So my basic question was, you're creating a new customer, new company, and you're entering these codes, and then it opens a new window and you enter data, and then you do another code and you enter more data. Is this all part of the structure that you first showed us, or like my question is, how does someone know this step needs created and then that needs created? Like if they say they forget something, how would they know this has to be created, then that has to be created? Is there like field and address and name? Those are fields that we can see and like, okay, that has to be entered, this has to be entered. How do we know to type this code and start a whole new window to create something?
Okay, that is where we are learning the transaction codes as well as, in this case, certain customization we do on the enterprise structure. So since it is easy for me to go directly into the transaction, I'm using transaction. Otherwise, we can go, as I said, /NSPro. There itself, under SAP reference IMG, we have option to actually create a company code and assign company. All the transactions are available here as well. You don't need to enter the transaction. You need to know where to go and add it into that.
Okay, so this screen here is is basically the list of everything we have to create for a new company.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So now, as I said, I have to assign, right? So I will go to, so basically what all transaction I cover. So I will take a new note and X50 to define the define transaction code is that. I will help you to really go into that and this to define or create a company code. Then X6, these are things if you can, mug up, it will be easy while doing your activity. So this is assign company code to company. Okay, and so I will do that, and then I can help you to get into your system and try it out. So I was in this particular transaction. So what I need to do is I have my company code. I have my company name. Oh, sorry. This is the company code exactly, and the name attached to the company code. So on our next step is to assign the. So we need to first position. So I got my company code. Now what I do, I go to company and I select my company name. So here also I can search for T00001. I got my Toyota automobile and I have to save. You should always remember, so company currency differ from company code currency. Okay. So what we could do is it will not get saved because there is a difference in the company code. So what I do, I just go back to OF. I have given the company the currency, but OF15 I haven't. So I will go there, 1 second, whatever change go there and search for. So I can position stop MP001, found my company. Then I go here. I haven't given the currency. So I can search for Japan, Y as the yen. So now it will work on the transaction OX. So this is getting added into the transport request. And now what I do, I kept it open already. So I come back here and I can search for my company. I can search here as that is the identifier. So C001 gets attached to my company code. So now what I did, I created a company code, and now I assigned the company code or the company to the company code. That is the right, because in this transaction, what you see is the company code with the company code information. So we just have to attach the company. So that part is done. And then we will have to define the plan. So you can actually go in different options. Either ways is possible. I can go on OX10. Here we define the plant. Just look at the screen. First name is plant, name 1, name 2. So you can add new entry. Instead, what I could do, I could go on to where the major customization is there, and I go to SAP reference IMG and then enterprise structure. This is the structure where we define all the structures. Definition. So see financial accounting. You can actually go and define your company instead of I use the transaction OX15. You click on here, it will take you there because I blocked that. That screen is already available. Let me go close it. I will accept what on the things I have done. So now I go click on define company. It's still open. Let me close this. Now I try again because I almost closed all the transactions. So earlier I was showing you, right, the company name and name 2, the name of company 2. So it is the same as OX15, but I showed through the flow. That's the difference. So we have to, in order to define the structure, we will have to go to the enterprise structure. Underneath, there are a lot of sections. So when I was showing the presentation, I said the company code is attached to the accounting section. So that is why in SPRO, I went into the accounting section. So I defined the company code here, company here. So likewise, we can do the other things also. Everything is in this place. So then what I should do is, I have to, as I said, I created the company code, assigned the company code to the company. Then I went, the next step will be, I'll have to define my plan. So if you look at here, you will see a lot of manufacturing units, distribution center, those things are created early. So for our scenario, we can work. So this will be plant 001. That's best. We don't have anything in that. So the name what we do fusion and created this. This is in the country. Say suppose our distribution center is UK. Let's say UK. This is all the regions as well. So they have to look for. We can also this button. You should first let me tell you all these things. Tick mark is for the selection. This cross mark is just to close the window. This option, like a rectangle with a fold on the left side, this is always for the creation purpose. And this, zooming icon is for the search. Only we say Control F. This plus sign is Control G. That means we continually search for. And the star is this has to be inserted in the person. We don't use that. This is for print. And this is what it's in the show.
By the way, you are in county, not in country.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. I have to enter. So I don't need to enter the country, but factory calendar. Factory calendar is the calendar. Let me check that. Search for. No. Okay, let me create without. So if I'm going to create a city code without specifying, so I should not specify the project because we are not doing the project at the moment. So you should select this option. So this is taken me into the transaction. So define the county, define this. Let me define this. I am going to define is say this is okay, and then I could not. And this minus option is always for delete. If it is plus for insert. So I just deleted the US I created.
Plus for what?
Sorry, plus for new entry is here, right? Instead, you could get a image instead of minus, it will be plus. So that is also for creating a new entry. So new entry, say suppose I am going to create in US, country, region, name is not getting filled. Region, I'm going to search, I was in WA. So this is Germany. So it's taking as a, okay, since the consoles as US is where. So in Delaware, I don't need to specify the description. I can save that and I can go back and search for already. If I go down, this is not allowing me to go down or rather close. I can only minimize. I just go back. So I close this where I define the city. I close this as well. And then I can go back to come to this because I created from here. The next step is now I'm able to go down. I can select for this is wrong because I have the first. So let's say the first getting free. This is to a company and this is in the region US. Save that. And now I created only one plan. I have so this is I will just remove this is not mandatory, so let it be that. I will go and create plan 2 name Tire automobile distribution center manufacturing unit can be in it is not selected and set there is no okay fine. I'll save that. Here I can provide the address in the address area I can provide it. So I would search okay. It is normally it is UK, but why is it picking the wrong?
I think you are importing when you're searching, right? So maybe the spelling is wrong. That's why it's not coming.
Yeah, you had a typo in Kingdom.
Yeah. So I actually didn't notice that. So yeah, that was the reason. In fact I just used India. 300 created. So we created distribution center. We created manufacturing unit. Create headquarters. That's pretty much it. So okay, there is some issue with my keyboard because headquarters. And when I try to save, the pop-up comes and headquarters I can in just a mistake. That's fine. You can save that. So we should save. Now I created what I created a company. I created a company code. I assigned the company to the company code, and then I created the necessary plan associated to that particular company. So can we do this exercise now? So let's everybody please get into your system. So we may have issues persisting. So I want to check whether everyone has got the access and we can try it out.
Sure.
Because we have our tech support available. So if you have any issues, you can try accessing the remote desktop or if you are successfully able to access the remote desktop, then the next step is accessing the SAP system. So, okay, since you guys are new to this, any one of you can share your screen. I can just take a look and help you out how to add a system into the logon. So the first transaction is OX15. So everybody go to /N15. Oh, so I am locking. Oh, so I can't show this because only one person can edit the customization. So I can't go.
I already got into that. That's fine.
Then you can share your screen. It's okay. So
I think only one person gets the same system. Only one person can.
we are working on the customizing age. So only one person will access that transaction at a time. So since
There will be lock on the transaction. I think.
Yeah, exactly. Arif was accessing that. I got it was locked by a particular user.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, you can see your screen. You can do the.
I need to click new entry, is it?
Yeah, you need to click a new entry. That is a unique identifier. So you can give some number or.
Will it auto generate or?
It won't auto generate. You have to.
What's the length limitation here? Company.
Actually 4 characters.
Company, right? It's not 4 because I create 001, which is 5. Whereas for company code, I think it is 4 because I was trying to generate the same thing in company code and it didn't allow.
So company code is 4 characters and even planned also 4 characters. The identifier I'm talking about, not the.
Yeah, identifier.
So company, as you said, looks like 5 characters. Yeah, that's fine. I'll see this. Okay. Then press enter or try to save. Okay, it is asking you to enter the country.
So once we get an error, right, everything gets grayed out. So once you rectify that error, then everything gets reactivated again.
Right. So this is correct actually. Country IN for India. So what you should do is press enter. Please press enter. Yeah, that's it. And you need to save. But don't. Red button is always to cancel.
Cancel it. Okay.
So you save that. You can use your own create a request. The next button give the my thing request.
So this request number will come right?
Automatically. Yeah, that will come automatically.
So the description is required.
Yes, description is required. Then only we would be able to identify which request is that. Yeah, it is a customizing request for you. You need to mention that, otherwise it is.
I understand.
Yeah, somebody was asking.
Yeah, one question on the look and feel. I'm seeing Arif's skin.
Change that the GUI, that graphic, right? There is multiple themes are there. You can select that signature theme that will give that blue look and feel. This was a great one.
Okay. Yeah.
There's that first home screen itself, right? There's an arrow to change your GUI.
Okay. Yeah. It was earlier forward, but I missed that.
This SAP signature theme is there that will create that blue and that classic theme. I think this has selected something else. Create a new company. Okay.
Yeah, correct. And you need to select that.
What I need to select is.
Double click.
Okay. Got it. Continue, right?
Yes. So now we created the company. You need to create the company code.
Okay.
It got saved like as soon as we created that request, or we need to save.
It automatically gets saved onto the transaction. So it will save
data was
by
saved,
default.
right? There was message also data was saved down.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I need to go to OS16, is it?
/N or without finding the code, we can't go to OS16 because OS16 is.
That is okay.
Okay. Arif is doing the system, so you guys can hold and see what is he doing and as don't lock each other.
Sure.
I think can you close it or
you need to click
it. Is it display, right? Or what?
No. Don't do that. So look, close it. That's why it's in an edit mode. Looks like.
Okay. And again, where is it create?
Go down. Oh, there is no new entry available.
No, is it down?
Oh yeah, now you can provide. I would recommend to use the same ID, not my ID. Your everybody.
ID. I know that. Yeah. No, I think this is still locked. It seems. I need to go back.
Go back and.
It's still locked. It's
still.
I'm unlocking it. Sorry, it was me.
No problem.
So only one person can practice at a time? What's the limit?
It is the customizing. So customizing option can be done by only one person at a time.
So this is unique to this training environment.
Right.
No, not every environment.
It's common.
Tim, this is basically the core customization can be done only by one. Because the same request can be overridden and things like that, right? So, but your transactional records, you can create multiple people. You can work on it.
So only like when we're working for maintaining this, only one admin can be logged in at a time?
Yes, exactly.
On the same object. On the same object, believe.
Now you got the new entry option.
Company code is again manual entry.
What earlier you gave that, yeah. Then company name. Actually, if you click a space, it will come automatically if you have entered earlier.
Okay. These are all mandatory or is it required?
Yeah, currency is mandatory. So you gave India, right? So the same thing you will have to do as well.
Okay, one thing here, we created, Arif, you created the company first, right? And now you're creating company code. So this company code has to be under the previously created company, right?
No. It's the next step.
Next step, okay.
Because we have to first define the company, then define the company code, then assign company to the company code.
This I can save, right?
Right. You can save. Now
these details are required.
They're required because the currency you saw in my screen, right? The currency mismatch. So you have to provide the same currency for the both.
So this address and all, is it required?
Not required. You would need the country because that is the mandatory field. That is why the question mark is.
You know, in case, let's say I have forgotten to put country code or, currency code, which is like mandatory. And if I try to save, anyway, it will throw that error.
Yeah.
But what is happening, even if I get back and put the company code or not company code, rather country code or currency code, that save button is not coming. Again, you have to come back, go backward and again come back to, save the record. Is that kind of
I didn't. Could you show your screen? I didn't like you.
Let me show you. Let me know once it is.
Okay.
So I think for this company, the country code is mandatory, right?
When you try to save, you get the yes. And the country.
Okay. I'm just giving the.
It wasn't coming for even RF as well. So search for India.
Okay. Now the problem is.
You need to press enter and click on the enter key.
Got it. Yeah, that was my question. Like, I was not getting the save button once, I met.
Every time when we have a error, we need to correct that and just press enter. So everything will be settled and you will be able to put.
Okay. That's how it works. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works. So you can select the tick mark. Yeah. Okay. So sharing your screen, right? So we created company code. Now assign the company to the company code using OX16. And you don't need to go back. You just /n. Current screen will get changed to that. What happened?
That was 0.
OX16 is correct. So maybe you didn't give the /. Yeah, now it's come.
Oh, sorry. Thanks. Okay. So what I need to do? I need to go all the way down or search or what?
Position. Click on the position.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You can what was your company code? Yeah, right.
Yeah, search it. Okay.
Okay.
This is the one.
Now, okay.
It assign the company.
Exactly. Assign the company.
Okay. Done.
Okay.
Save.
Now
should show the company. Currency difference. Currency difference is there. In the same person.
Oh, yeah. So new screen. No?
Yeah, correct. That's correct.
What is 15, right?
OX15.
Okay.